This is 7:30 Tea with Rie.
So I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally stranded in a flooding canal.
He's like, oh, I hope you don't mind. I invited my friends.
When he pulls up to pick me up, he's in a weird-looking van.
Rie is spilling all the tea. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 7:30 Tea with Rie's Spiked Tea with Rie. So, I've got my wine right here. Well, technically, it's actually not wine. So, see, for these episodes, it doesn't take me long to get drunk, for these types. And sometimes the wine doesn't get me crazy drunk. It gets me more buzzed. But I wanted to be drunk today. I wanted to do hardcore. I said, you know what? Let's up this game. Instead of wine, how about we do some liquor? Which I've never known the difference between the two, to be real with you, and that's really bad because I'm most definitely over 21. But I should know the difference, but I don't. But now I do. Kind of. This shit's hard. I got this limoncello, and I decided to put it in a wine glass to make it seem like it's still fancy. So I did that, and I've never really tried this. I've had it very few times ever. It's really good, but it's really strong. I feel like it's flavored nail polish remover. It just is strong. I still like it though. It's still good. How are you guys all doing? Because by this point for me, Christmas has already happened and I got all my presents and stuff. So you guys really got to tell me what you got. I did get the Prada shoes like I told you guys in that last episode. And I didn't expect this, but I also got a Prada bag to match. So they're both white. The shoes are white and the bag is white. And they're beautiful. I did not think I was getting this bag. I'm obsessed with this bag. It's it just looks amazing. It's phenomenal. It's spectacular. I'm going to be wearing it for New Year's Eve, actually, along with the shoes. I actually just have to get the shoes exchanged because the shoes are actually they're very thin. I need them a little bit more wide, which is usually never my problem because I have skinny feet, but I actually need them wider. So I'm like, oh shit. I guess they were overly European. I don't know. Is that bad to say? I don't know. Sorry if it is. But yeah. Here we are with our jazzy music. I honestly love doing these episodes because I get to have an excuse to drink and get drunk and be cozy while doing it and not be judged because it's you guys. And we obviously all don't judge each other with all the shit that's sent in. So I very much appreciate this. Also, I didn't tell you. Oh, guys, guess what I got? So for Christmas, I also got this custom sign that says 7:30 Tea with Rie. I'm looking at it right now. If you guys check my socials, you'll see that I've posted it on my stories by now, but it's literally so pretty. So it says 7:30 Tea with Rie, and those letters and everything for that is in green. And then I have the little tea cup next to it, and that's in pink, and it's so cute. I am obsessed is an understatement. I love it so much. I put it in my room on the window, and it's by these fake candles that I got and everything. Basically, it's right over the window bench that I have in my room, and it's so cute. I'm oh my god, I could die. So yeah, that's been something that I got, and I'm excited and I'm happy. Things are going well. Also, I have some news for you guys, some good news. So I have this new segment coming up. So as you guys know, this new segment, the segment that I've had so far that's been new is this spiked tea one that I'm recording right now today, where I get drunk and tell you guys tea. But I'm doing another new segment. Now, this one coming up is called Tea Droplets. So, drum roll. I said that weird. Drum roll. So, for this next one, it's called Tea Droplets, and they're going to be in-person interviews. So I haven't really talked about this too much with you guys over social media, so I'm going to say all of it here. Basically, I teamed up with this coffee shop, It's called Dark Horse Coffee in Sayville, and it's not far from my house. It's like maybe like 15 minutes, and the food there is really good. Like, I can't lie, like because I did this deal with them where, you know, we advertise each other basically, like they're gonna let me do my segment there in person, and I'm gonna be advertising them, shouting them out on here and stuff as well. But like, you know, people do advertisements and they're always not like legit about that. No, girl, I always like to make sure that I'm being legit with everything. Like, I would always put people onto good things, like genuinely good things. Their food is really good, like actually really good. They let me try some of it for free because of how I am doing the deal with them and stuff like that. So it was like on the house for me, but like really and truly, it's all well priced. Like, it's good pricing. The food's really good. The atmosphere is really good. The people are really friendly. Even all of the workers are very friendly and chill. You just feel naturally comfortable and cozy in there, like you should in a coffee shop. And also, like, the drinks are good too. Like, they had some good hot chocolate. And I love to get hot chocolate. Like, you guys know this. Like, even though I've named this after tea, you guys know that I usually have hot chocolate. We know this about me. But their hot chocolate's really good. And I haven't tried their coffee just because I'm not a coffee person, but a lot of the people look very satisfied. So grab a hot drink there, come on down, and join in on my segment with me called Tea Droplets. So let me explain a little bit more of this because I haven't yet. So Tea Droplets is basically going to be in-person interviews. So it's going to be kind of like an under 60 seconds thing. I want to do something where it's like, oh, can you rant in 60 seconds? Now, of course, people can go over that a little bit because people usually go over the audios anyways when they send in stuff, and I don't mind it that much if it's a really good story. You know, I let it slide. But these are going to be in-person stuff. So I'm going to be setting up like a little area in the corner of their shop where people can come up to me and basically rant to me for like, you know, for the podcast, and I could feature their stories on here. And what I want to do is at the last Tuesday of every month, post those stories and give my feedback on all of them. I want to try to get between 5 to 10 in on each one of those. I'm still kind of deciding, because if they're going to be 60 seconds, if people can actually do the 60 seconds, I will do 10 stories in an episode. I really will. I would love that. But if I can't get it in 60 seconds and I have to lengthen it, then I will do 5 stories in an episode, which usually you guys only get 3. So I'd already be, you know, really doubling that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm like really excited. I'm also nervous because I'm like, I don't know how it's gonna go. This is gonna be my first like big girl thing, my business deal thing. So I'm like, oh my god, like this is really cool. So I'm excited. I'm happy. I hope it goes well. And like I said, you know, this is my first time trying this, so that's why I'm unsure yet on how the length of the time is going to be and how many stories will be, you know. So I will keep you guys updated on how it goes, and if it goes well and everything like that, then I'll continue. I also want to feature the stories on TikTok, so I'm going to be bringing my tripod and see if I could get some people to either want to be on camera, or if they want to be anonymous, then I'll film just me, but you can hear them talking in the back. So yeah, I'm going to be testing this out, but this new segment is called Tea Droplets, where it's in person and people at a coffee shop come up to me and either rant to me about their day or they rant about something that's bothering them. Basically, it's kind of like a free therapy session and we can just talk, you know? Like, I just want people to feel comfortable. Like, that is the goal. I want people to just kind of unload how they're feeling. But anyways, yeah, that is the new news. So I hope you guys are excited for me. I'm very excited. So yeah. But anyways, we are going to get into our stories of the day. But before we get into those stories, if you are new here, I am very happy that you're here. And I'm going to fill you in on what this podcast is all about. So this podcast is all about spilling tea and sharing your deepest, darkest secrets. So if you have any tea to spill, DM me on Instagram at 730 Tea with Rie. And you spell that 730 TEAWITHRIE. Or you can DM me on my main Instagram account at Rihanna Flores, and you spell that RIEANNAFLORES. And if you wish to be anonymous, please let me know. Stories should be up to 500 words or less, and if you want to send an audio voice message instead of typing out your story, just please keep it up to 5 minutes max. Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna get into our first embarrassing story of mine today. So this one is called I Laughed So Hard, Snot Came Out of My Nose in Front of My Crush. Yeah, this genuinely happened to me. So, you guys are gonna laugh about like when though, because it was so long ago, but you know what, I'll never forget this shit, okay? So, in 4th grade, I was in Mrs. Greenaway's class. Or was it Mrs. Johnson? No, it was 3rd grade. In 3rd grade, Mrs. Greenaway's class, I had a crush on this boy named Peter. Like a huge crush on him. For no reason. I just did. Like, I don't know, he was cute. And I liked Peter Pan, so because he had the same name as Peter Pan, I was like, oh my god, Peter, right? And so, like, we were friends when we were in 3rd grade, right? And we would sometimes joke around, like we were acquaintances but friendly, whatever. And so it was during snack time, and I was eating some chips or whatever, and I tried to crack some joke. Like, I was like, I can't even remember what the joke was. It was so stupid too. But do you ever crack a joke and you want people to laugh so bad so you start laughing like while you're telling the jokes that they laugh along with you, and also you think your joke is so funny so you're laughing? So it was like that. So I was telling this stupid joke, and he was sitting across from me having his snack, I was having my snack, and I start laughing so hard while chewing on my chips and everything, and I'm laughing so hard that I'm snorting, where you're like you know, like laughing like you know. So I was full blown like laughing like that, and next thing you know, I'm snorting laughing like that, and snot fully like comes out of my nose, and I'll never forget his face. I'll never fucking forget his face was so priceless. He literally looked at me and just like, I've never seen someone's jaw drop so fast. Like, it's so embarrassing. And I just had to awkwardly, like, you know, sniffle it up and then, like, use my sleeve. And he just, like, looked at me, like, ew, you know, like, get away from me, ew type look. So I just, like, awkwardly tried to laugh it off. I was like, you know, like a nerd. I was so nerdy back then. So it's just like, you know. It's so fucking weird. But yeah, it was literally the most embarrassing thing. I was just like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna die now, you know? I think I actually went to the bathroom like right after that too, because I was like, well, I gotta wash my sleeves and my face and wherever the snot flew to, you know? It was just like, oh shit. Like that's great. That's so lovely that this happened to me. So yeah, that's what happened in 3rd grade with Peter. Oof, this liquor is kind of hidden, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm taking like sips here and there, but oh my lord. So we're gonna get into our second story of the day, which is another embarrassing tale. I mean, this is what Spiked Tea with Riie is about. If I didn't mention that for the people who are new here, I'm sorry, I'm a little drunk, that's probably why, but yeah, Spiked Tea with Riie is basically me getting drunk and telling you guys my embarrassing stories, because you guys always send like crazy wild stories in, and I don't want you guys to feel alone. So I tell mine too, just, you know, once a month, the beginning of every month, first Tuesday of every month, I will spill my own tea. So that's what these are for. That's what they're about. It's to make you guys feel less alone, and, you know, for me to get drunk for fun while I embarrass myself. So yeah. Anyways, second story that I'm doing. This one is called I Got Pushed Into My Locker. Yeah. It's exactly how it sounds. These are all exactly how they sound for the most part. So in high school, I had this locker buddy. She wasn't really a buddy, she was kind of a bitch. But her and I had gone to school together since we were in like preschool, I think, right? And her name's Emily. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say the name. I'm not gonna say her last name, but I'm pretty sure if any of you know me, you know who the fuck I'm talking about, because you know how homerooms are. You know how they go by last name. You do the math, okay? You know what her last name is. Be real. So this bitch. So freaking, they paired us next to each other, and she had a boyfriend who was like super hot or whatever, and she was kind of like the popular girl too. So me and Emily had our lockers next to each other, and her boyfriend's name was Jack. Now Jack, he had this curly blonde hair and blue eyes. Like, I swear he was like one of the hottest kids at that time period, you know? And he was like a surfer, sailor vibe, whatever, right? So every day, whenever I'd be at my locker, like, I always would try to be like the most convenient for people. Like, I would try to make sure that I would be out of people's way. Like, if someone had to do their makeup or someone had to get their books, like, I would always make sure that my locker was on my side. It wasn't in anyone's way and stuff like that, right? So I remember Emily would come in later with her little ass boyfriend or whatever, and, you know, they would just stroll in late, and she would come over, and like I said, my locker was never in anybody's way. She would come over, take my locker, while also, like, kind of pushing me when she would come. She would kind of, like, shove me and be like, excuse me, and move my locker door over to my side as if it was in her way. And I'm just like, it was never in your way. Like, never. Like, she only did this, honestly, just because her boyfriend was there. You know, when you want to look cool at that age? I mean, we were, like, sophomore year of high school, so you're, like, 15. So, you know, when you just want to, like, look cool or look important in front of somebody, especially when you know they're popular, too. So, her little boyfriend was popular and hot, so she wanted to look like a baddie doing some shit, right? But she just looked fucking stupid. And so, she did that in front of him one time. She did it frequently, but this one time he called her out in front of her, and he was like, you know, Emily, that's not nice. And she was like, whatever, right? So that like pissed me off, like, because I was a shy kid, so I wouldn't normally like stick up and say something. But this one time I like had enough. So, you know, after she was acting like that, the very next fucking day, I made sure to get to my locker later than her. So I made sure she was there first. And I made sure she was with her boyfriend. So I went up to her and I literally took her locker, shoved her, not crazy hard, but a good hard, where it was like, yeah, bitch, you know? So I went up and I was like, excuse me, and like pushed her a little bit, like with my body, the same way she would do to me, and moved her locker over, and was like, excuse me, like obnoxiously in front of her boyfriend. She nearly almost fell over, and I didn't give a fuck, because I'm like, well, yeah, feel stupid, you know? And her boyfriend laughed. I'll never forget, he laughed about that, and she's like, oh, sorry, right? Like, feel fucking stupid, bitch. Like, feel your own wrath, you know? Like, I was like, let me take charge, you know? I didn't care. I was like, you know what? You deserve to feel that way. I'm not this petty, but I'm gonna be petty because you did that a good amount of times and then made it your business to do it in front of your man and make it seem like you're this bad bitch, okay? You want to feel that way? I'm gonna do it back, right? So, that's what I did. And so I did that a few more times, like, daily. And then eventually she stopped doing it and I stopped doing it. And you know what she started doing? Being extra nice to me, even in front of her man and shit. Like, in homeroom, I remember if we had, like, dress down days, because I went to a Catholic school, so we had the fucking uniforms. On dress down days, she would be like, oh my god, Rihanna, like, I love that top, that's so cute. Or like, oh my god, I love those shoes. Fucking every time. That bitch learned some fucking respect. That's what I know, okay? So yeah, that was embarrassing that I got pushed into a locker, but I'm glad I stuck up for myself, so that's the story. So it was like slight embarrassing, but slight like, I did that shit, the hell? Because like I said, I was a shy kid, so for me to do that, it was kind of empowering. Even if it was petty, I don't care. Like, she had a taste of her own medicine, so whatever. If someone is doing some shit to you, like, it's okay to do it back sometimes. That's my toxic advice, okay? Totally toxic advice, but like, the hell? Like, you don't always have to be mature. It's okay to pick and choose when you want to be mature, but when someone deserves it, do it. The hell? I don't care. I will encourage that, okay? Just nothing too hardcore. But if it's something like that, show them, okay? Anyways, we're gonna get into our last and final story of the day. This one's a crazy story of mine that's very embarrassing, but funny. I'm taking a sip of my limoncello liquor for this. So this one is called My Hookup Jizzed All Over My Crystals. This was so crazy how this happened. I can't, who explains that, right? So I remember this was like kind of recent too. And if my parents are listening to this, which they don't ever anyways, but like if you guys are, stop listening. Please don't listen. Please just go away. If any family members are listening to this, stop listening. Turn this off, go to bed, go to work, just do anything else but listen to this, okay? Anyways, so yeah, maybe like a few months ago, I went on a date, which was really more of like just a hookup date. You know when you go out with your hookup, but really the intent is to hook up? Like, you just go on the date just to go on the date, but you know that you're gonna hook up. Yeah, it was one of those. So, I'm not giving his name or anything like that, but we like went to laser tag or whatever. We had fun, and then after that, it was kind of like, hey, where are we going for our spot now, right? So we went to go hook up in the car or whatever, and so we parked at like some like empty lot, right? And so we're hooking up, we're having fun, right? And this is so weird to talk about, but like he was like, this is, I cannot. So I get a little freaky. Really and truly, if my parents are listening, like if anybody I know is listening to this, tune the fuck out, okay? If anybody who's like weirdly close to me, like family related, like stop listening, I swear. But he was like titty fucking and this is so awkward. He was titty fucking, and what happens when you do that, and I guess like it was really good. So like he started finishing all over my neck, and like I forgot I was wearing like my crystals, and like those are sacred to me, like I meditate with those and shit, and they're sacred to me, and I don't let anybody touch it. I forgot to take them off before the hookup, and he was like, oh, I'm about to finish, and I was like, oh, and like, first of all, my first thought was like, I wasn't even thinking about the necklace. I wasn't even thinking about like the crystals I was wearing around my neck or anything. I was thinking about my hair, because the way he was finishing was like on my neck, like, because if you're titty fucking, that's gonna reach your neck. So I didn't want it on my face, I didn't want it on my neck, and then like when he finished, a little bit of it was in my hair, so I had to get a water bottle, which I always have water bottles in my car because I'm lazy, and I took the water and I had to wash it out, and then I put my hair in this high bun, and I was like, oh fuck, like how am I gonna go home looking like this, right? So my trick when I go home, I always reapply lipstick or lip gloss so that it looks like I never kissed anybody. I'm pretty sure we all did this shit, but like, that's what I did. And then it clicked for me after. I'm like, oh my god, he like finished on my crystals, like what I meditate with, and he got this in my hair. Like how fucking, like I was just like, god damn. I went back home, and when I was done, I cleansed and I prayed after. I was so like embarrassed to myself because I was like, how could I do this? Like I have to take this shit off before doing that stuff for these reasons. So yeah, that's what happened. He jizzed all over my crystals, and I was like, these are contaminated. I'm gonna sage these. I need to put them in a singing bowl and cleanse them. So yeah, it was just fucking horrible. So yeah, it was the craziest thing, and I've never gotten jizz up in my hair up until now. So yeah. Sorry if this was an awkward story. I'm getting used to it myself, like telling you guys everything, but I want you guys to feel comfortable, and I'm pretty sure you guys feel all more than comfortable, or maybe uncomfortable. So anyways, yeah, I'm sorry for that. Let me just drink to that. went down the wrong pipe. This is how I know I should not do the liquor now, because now this is too hardcore. This is why I stick with fucking wine, because wine will not fuck me over like this. Whatever, though. If you guys want me to do the liquor again, I'll do it. Just for you guys. Anyways, those are all of the embarrassing stories of me for today. Me and my drunk ass. So yeah, we're gonna close out this episode. So now we're gonna clear up all that energy that we just let out together, all those laughs. If you guys did laugh, which would be great if you guys laughed, because then I would know that maybe I'm some sort of, funny. So yeah, we're gonna close this out with our sound healing session. So sit back, lie down, relax, shut your eyes, take a deep breath in from your nose and out from your mouth, and I'm gonna play. Alright guys, thank you so much for listening today. I'm definitely ready to eat so that this alcohol goes away. I don't know if that's how that works, but I think that's how that works because that's how I do it. But I'm ready to eat so that the alcohol gets soaked up in the food. Yes. Also, you guys, Happy New Year. I didn't even say that in the beginning. How crazy of me. Happy New Year. Have the bestest year ever. New year, new you. And thank you guys for listening today, especially if you're new. I am really impressed that you got through this. Thank you to you. I hope you guys have the best day ever and the best week ever. And I will hopefully see you guys all here next week. Goodbye.